Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name's Haley, and I love reading. As we all know, 2024 is coming to a close, which is insane. This year has hands down been the fastest of my life. Like, I swear to God, it's still March. I don't know. It's insane. But that means I need to set out my 12 books for 2025. So every year I set out 12 books that I'm going to read, one every month, for the span of a year. I obviously read more than these 12 books, but these are the 12 books that I have to read within the year. And each one gets their own month. I pick a book and I read it slowly every day before bed over the span of that month. These books are basically books that have been on my physical TBR for 2 to 3 years. This is how I read the books that have been gifted to me that I'm like unsure about, or books that I bought and I just kind of forget about. It's kind of to force me to read those books that are lower on my priority list. Because I know books that I'm really excited to read, I'll pick up at some point throughout the year, but these I'm not going to pick up unless I have a set parameter for myself, which is the months. And this is going to be the 12 books of 2025 that I will be reading over the span of the year. Okay, my book for January is Mystic River by Dennis Lehane. This book was gifted to me, I think, 2 years ago. As I said, a lot of these books were they're either gifted to me or low on my priority list. This book sounds interesting. Essentially, it's a murder mystery following a group of friends back when they were young, and something terrible happens to this group of friends that changes the course of their lives forever. And then it's also set 25 years in the future, following one of the friends who is now a detective working on a murder mystery case. And it's just how the two stories are gonna connect. I'm really excited about this because this sounds a lot like The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor, which is one of my favorite books of all time. So I am excited about this. I haven't picked it up because of its size. That is why I'm setting it as a monthly goal, because I will slowly read it over the span of a month and I won't have to, oh, there's a bookmark in here, a mystery bookmark. Anyways, that's fun. But yes, so I will be reading this in January of 2025. Okay, my February read. I am slowly trying to make my way through classics that seem interesting to me because my high school never really read classics. The only classic we read was Great Gatsby. And I actually love a lot of classics, but I have been having to seek them out on my own. And this is another one that I am interested in. And that is Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. This is obviously, I always pick a short book for February because February is a short month. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a lot about this book. I just know it's a classic and that it's sad. That's about all I know. There's no synopsis on it because it's a mass market paperback and they assume you already know what it's about. So I'm gonna go into this one blind, I think. That's my plan for Flowers for Algernon. I'm excited. I don't usually cry for books, but I'm interested to see if this one will force me to. I bought this one at a used bookstore, I think 2021, so 4 years ago, because it was only a couple cents. I think it was like 60 cents. So I was like, you know what, let's buy it. And I just have not read it since. I bought this one and Of Mice and Men together. I loved Of Mice and Men. I know they're not the same book or same authors or anything like that, but I bought them together and I'm really excited to dive into this one. I think it'll be a good February read. So yes, February is Flowers for Algernon. Okay, March. This is another book that I bought for myself, and that is The Dying Game by Aisha Avdik. I might have butchered that. This book is this book is like a futuristic dystopian historical fiction. The synopsis is really short, so I'll read it to you. The year 2037, the Soviet Union never fell and much of Europe has been consolidated under the totalitarian union of friendship. The location, a remote island off the coast of Sweden. The occasion, a 48-hour competition among 7 successful professionals for a top-secret intelligence position. The assignment, Anna Francis, a workaholic bureaucrat with a 9-year-old daughter she rarely sees, must stage her death and observe how the 6 other competitors react. Who will take control? Who will crack under pressure? And can Anna save her life by staging her death? I bought this one a while ago off of Pango Books, and it hasn't intrigued me enough to pick it up on my own, and I have other books that I'd rather pick up on my own, so I decided to designate it for March. It is a Penguin book. I've also never heard anything about this book. So I'm really intrigued to see if it'll be good or not. I think it's a young adult. Do not quote me. I think it's young adult. And I'm really excited. It seems very interesting. It seems fast-paced, and that is March. Okay, April was another gift. This was a gift to me from one of my old bosses, and that is The Woman in Cabinet 10. This is I think it's a murder mystery on a boat. And it's by Ruth Ware. But yeah, a murder mystery on a boat. I don't really know much else about it, but I know it was a Jeopardy question a while back. So it was like, what is The Woman in Cabin 10 about? A cabin, like a woods, something like that, or a boat. Anyways, random fun fact about this one. But yeah, this is another one. I have not been in a very mystery mood. I'm more in a general fiction mood, in a horror mood recently. So I just have not picked this one up. I was gifted it 2 years ago. And yeah, the cover is really cool. It has shiny raindrops. I associate April with rain, and that is why I picked this one, purely based on the cover. But a little bit of a murder mystery for April. Okay, May. I feel like this one's gonna be kind of dense, but I'm excited for it. May, I'm going to be reading De Profundis by Oscar Wilde. Back to the classics. My favorite classic of all time is The Picture of Dorian Gray. I love, love, love that novel. So I wanted to pick up something else from him. And one of my favorite used bookstores, yet again, was having a huge sale on this one because she's old and stained. So I just picked it up. I don't really know what it's about. I don't know if it's like a story that he wrote or if it's like a real life thing that he wrote. I really don't know. I think it's real life. From reading like a little bit on the back, I think this is his like real life letters that he wrote to somebody, which is also really exciting. I loved The Picture of Dorian Gray so much that I wanted something else by Oscar Wilde. But yet again, I think this is going to be kind of dense, and that is why I feel like if you've read The Picture of Dorian Gray, you know his like chapter on explaining all the things Dorian was into. I feel like that's gonna give this vibe, but it's also, I love his writing and I love his style, so I want to consume more by him, and this is what I happen to own. So for May, De Profundis by Oscar Wilde. Okay, June is actually one I'm really excited about. This one was gifted to me last year on Christmas by a friend, and that is Hidden Pictures by Jason, Rekulak? We're gonna say Rekulak. This is a murder mystery involving a child. Terrifying. I love this. This is horror, but it has pictures. Like it has pictures, and I'm so excited for it. It's also really thick, but as I said, I read these over the span of a month, so thicker books are less daunting. This book, I was super excited when I got it. I have not heard a lot about it, actually. This is one like I see, it's always in Target and it's always in Walmart, but I've never really heard anything about it. So I'm really, really intrigued to see where it goes. But I don't know, I love me some summer horrors, and just based on the cover, this is giving summer horror. It's about a spooky little child who, I'll read a little bit of the back for you guys. Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job babysitting Ted and Caroline Maxwell's 5-year-old son, Teddy. She immediately bonds with the sweet boy who is never without his sketchbook. His drawings are usually fair: trees, rabbits, balloons. But one day he draws something different: a man dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then his stick figures evolve into increasingly sophisticated sketches depicting one disturbing scene after another. Is Teddy troubled, or is he channeling forces he cannot possibly understand? Knowing just how crazy it all sounds, Mallory must decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. Like, are you kidding? Oh, it sounds like an amazing just thriller, and I am so excited to be reading this one in June. Okay, July is another book that I was gifted, and this one I am spooked about only because I did not like the author's other book. And the person who gifted me this book was originally like, oh, I almost got you that book because I thought you would like it. And I'm like, I didn't. And this book for July is going to be Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. I have read The Road. Like, I just don't think I was in a good place to be reading The Road. I read The Road, I think in 2021 when I was still in high school. And it was a lot. Like, if you've read that book is heavy. That book is just, it's sad. And I didn't necessarily like Mr. McCarthy's writing style, and that is what makes me very hesitant about this one, and that is why I had to put it on this list, because I know I'm not going to pick it up if I don't make myself read it for a month. It has a little bit of a blurb. I really don't know what this book is about. I was gifted it and then I kind of put it on the back burner because of the fact that I didn't like the road. But it says, based on historical events that took place on the Texas-Mexico border in the 1850s, Blood Meridian is an epic novel that traces the fortunes of the kid, a 14-year-old Tennessean who stumbles into a nightmarish world in which the market for Indian scalps is thriving. Like, I really don't know what to expect. I just know how I felt about the road, and that is why I'm so apprehensive about this one. That's also why I picked it for the summertime, because I won't be in school. So if it is a heavier, more dense read, I'm not gonna not want to read it because I won't be in school. I will just be working. So yes, July, it's Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. Okay, August. So every year, all anybody really gets me for Christmas is books, because that's all I ever ask for. And this is what I asked for. I don't remember asking for this book. Like, I know it was probably on my list, but I don't remember asking for it. And that is Plague Maker by Tim Downs. I probably found it on a list, like an Instagram horror list. So I guess it's like, it's a thriller. I probably saw it, like, I like to watch like the Instagram, people like make Instagram compilations of niche horror books, and I like a lot of them. And this was probably on one, and that's why I put it on my list. I recently have been hating the like detective trope, which is so bad because that's gonna be the majority of this. Just because, especially when they have like their ex-wives, it's men who write men. We all know what I mean by that. It's men who write men, and like, bleh. Or like the men who write ex-wives are always feisty about their women. Anyways, so I'm hesitant about this one, just because I've not been in that mood. Like, I am still currently in the middle of the Bone Collector series, which I really was enjoying, but Lincoln Rhyme is getting on my nerves. And now every other detective is feeling like that. But yes, so August, I'm going to be forcing myself to read The Plague Maker. I got this for Christmas 2 years ago. So this one's also been on my physical TBR for a while. Okay, September is another one I'm actually really excited about. I gotta sprinkle in a couple I'm excited about. And that is The Dead Zone by Stephen King. It does not have a cover, really, like a cover. Its dust jacket's gone. I don't know where it is. I bought this used for I think like $2. But yeah, I don't remember what this book is about. God damn it. Like, all I remember is when I first bought it, I looked it up on Goodreads in the bookstore and I thought it sounded super interesting. I do not have a synopsis for it. So you know what? September's gonna be blind, but it's Stephen King, and I love Stephen King. Some people don't like Stephen King, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm judging a little bit, but that's fine. So I will be reading The Dead Zone. I don't know what it's about. It sounded good when I read about it a year ago when I bought this. I think I bought this a year and a half ago. So also, I've had it for a while. But it's Stephen King, and I love me some Stephen King. So September is The Dead Zone by Stephen King. Okay, October is another classic that I've had on my list for so long. Like, I've owned this book since I first started getting into reading, I think. So like 2020. So I've had this book almost 5 years, and it's gonna be like 5 years by the time I get to it in October. But I'm really excited. I just haven't picked it up because the copy I have has super small font, and that's what's gonna kill me. And that is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Casey. Casey? I think I'm gonna say Casey. This is the mass market. Obviously, I got it at a used bookstore. That's where I get most of my books. But the font is very tiny, and that is always what makes me like very hesitant to read books. I might go to the library and check out a different version of this book just so I'm more willing to read it. But I love the movie. Like, I love the movie. This one and like Girl Interrupted. I've already read Girl Interrupted. Girl Interrupted was actually like the second book I ever like read when I started getting into reading, which is kind of crazy. Only because the name of the hospital in the book is my last name, so that's kind of what intrigued me to read the book. But I just love crazy people. I don't know what to tell you. Like, the movie's amazing, and Jack Nicholson does an amazing job as Ed Murphy, and I am so excited to finally be able to delve into this novel. I picked it for October because it's orange and black. I should have picked a thriller, but also I'm just really excited about reading this one, and I know October is when like school starts to really drag me down. So I wanted another one that I'm really excited about. As you guess, October is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Okay, November. So November, this book I actually bought earlier this year, and I actually have a reading blog. Not a reading blog, I have a book shopping blog where I buy it in. But this book is by another one of my favorite authors of all time. I've never read anything else by her, but I literally have a tattoo for one of her novels. So I wanted to, once I saw it, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy this, and I wanna read it in November because November is my birthday month, and I love her writing. So it's a young adult, and I don't usually read young adults, but I'm excited about it. And that is The Ear, the Eye, and the Arm by Nancy Farmer. My favorite book that I'm talking about is obviously House of the Scorpion, if you've watched any of my other videos. I bought this one earlier this year, and I wanted to include it in this just because I feel like November I'll want to read something a little bit lighter and something I will enjoy. House of Scorpion is one of my favorite of all times. I love the way Nancy Farmer writes young adult because it doesn't feel young adult. And that is what I'm also hoping for this one. This book is very futuristic, and it's following children in Zimbabwe who have like special powers, which is also really interesting. I love her also futuristic societies because she does really good with the politics of them. And I'm just really excited to, like, a YA dystopian futuristic novel. We all love those. Like, we all love those, don't even lie. If you're a reader, Hunger Games, we all know you loved it. Well, and this one was also, it looks like it was before House of the Scorpion, and it was written in 1994. So it's also an older novel. But, I don't know, I'm just really excited. Also, my copy is so water damaged. I bought it this way and they didn't give me a discount. I'm a little feisty about that because, excuse me, but yes. So, November is going to be The Ear, the Eye, and the Arm by Nancy Farmer. And that brings us to our 12th and final book for December. December is a wild one. Only because I was this character for Halloween from this novel. I've never seen the novel. I've never read the novel, obviously, but I have seen the movie, and that is American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. This I'm scared for. I've never heard a good thing about this novel. Like, never heard a good thing about this novel. Everybody hates it. So I'm a little spooked by it, but I love the movie, and I own it, and I'm really interested. It's morbid curiosity at this point. Why is this one my Christmassy book? I don't know. I don't read like seasonal books very well. Like, summer's the only time I try to like actually seasonalize my books because I love summer, but winter I'm just like, you know what, whatever. So yes, I'm gonna be ending my 2025 season with American Psycho. Will it make me go psycho? Who knows? But I really am interested to see if the movie and the book are anywhere close. So many people hate this book. And I have FOMO. I want to know why people hate this book. Especially, I can't say I'm a reader and like this movie without saying I've also read the book. So yes, December, I will be reading American Psycho. And that is my 12 books for 2025. If you have read any of these novels, please let me know down below because a lot of them are kind of niche, and I have a couple classics on there, but some of them are kind of niche, and I would love to hear your thoughts if you have read these. And I would also like to hear what is your most anticipated release of 2025. I am not good at staying up on releases. I know when they get released that they're released, so I don't really have one, but those are my 12 books that I will be reading every month for next year. Yeah, thank you for sticking around to the end of this, and I hope you all have an amazing end of your 2024 and amazing start of your 2025. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.